Hey my beautiful Aries peeps, what's going on everybody? It's Ant from CancerMoonsTarot. I'm coming at you guys with your August 2022 tarot reading. How are you guys? I hope you guys are well. Without further ado, we're going to jump on into this and we'll see what we got going on, baby. What do we got coming up here for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus coming up throughout their August 2022? What information can we provide here, please, for the zodiac signs of Aries? Messages for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout their August 2022. Let's go ahead and have ourselves a look. Having a look here at the first card out for you, we do have here the Ace of Swords. Big moment of clarity card, usually a massive realization, could indicate an honest moment occurring or a moment of truth that may be coming in as well. Taking a look at the next card for you, we do have here the Four of Wands. Nice. And then looking at the last two overall energies we have present, we also have here the Page of Swords and we have here the Justice card. So, taking a look here so far at your month of August ahead, we got here the Ace of Swords, we got here the Four of Wands, we got the Justice card, and we got here the Page of Swords. So, taking a look at this time frame, guys, Ace of Swords here to the Four of Wands, it seems to me like either a moment of truth that creates a deeper bond or a moment of realization that creates a deeper bond overall between you and somebody else or you and something else. Now, taking a look at the Justice card, that's the overall energy of balance. So this means that you and something are coming into close balance. You're coming into a good position to where there's equal give and take and where everything seems more solidified. The foundation here doesn't seem as shaky. The foundation seems pretty rock solid. Having a look here at that Page of Swords showing up, typically the way I view the Page of Swords is that it's kind of that card of hesitation, but I feel like despite how hesitant you were on whether or not a situation would work out, it seems to be working out pretty well. So coming in here for you guys in your August 2022, I feel like there's a new beginning starting, a fresh start happening between you and somebody else. Funnily enough, actually, as I'm recording this video, it is 1:11 p.m. So with that being said, 111 being the number of brand new beginnings, seems to be some pretty good luck here for you guys moving into your month of August. So regardless, Ace of Swords here, Four of Wands, typically that energy of either a massive moment of realization that grows you and somebody else together or a massive moment of truth that brings you and somebody closer. And I feel like there's a lot more balance here than there once was. And despite the fact that you were hesitant on whether or not a foundation would re-solidify, you're seeing a solid foundation here. There's no longer any bumpy foundation between you and someone else or you and something else. You know, whether we're talking about your career here, maybe you felt like your career was kind of on the rocks. It was a little shaky. You weren't sure if it was going to thrive, and maybe it finally does here. Maybe it starts to pick up again moving into the month of August, and maybe that's the same thing about a relationship for a few of you. You know, you genuinely thought that relationship was going downhill, but now suddenly everything seems to start powering back up again and moving into a pretty great direction. So, as far as what I'm seeing here for you, it definitely seems like a new beginning. It seems like something's moving forward in a brand new, beautiful direction, and there is no call for an ending. It's a call for rejuvenation, if you will, okay? So far, looking pretty dang good. Let's go ahead and have a look here at what's going to be going on in your surroundings moving into August 2022. What's going to be going on here, please, for Aries surroundings? Messages for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus throughout August 2022. What's going to be going on here in the surroundings for the zodiac signs of Aries? Let's go ahead and begin. First card out, we got here the Magician. Cool. The energy of showing up. You know, when you're talking about relationships, you got to show up for that person has to show up for you. When we're talking about your career, if you want your career to continue to thrive and be successful, you got to show up day in and day out and put in that effort. So I feel like you're really showing up here, and so is your partner, so is whomever's in your surroundings. You know, people here are really starting to show up and do what is asked of them. Taking a look at the next card, we got here the World card. Hello. You could be dealing with a fixed sign, an Aquarius, Taurus, Scorpio, or Leo, and looking at the last two cards for your environment, we have the Page of Cups and we have here the Two of Swords. So looking at your environment / surroundings, let's have a look and see what's up. We got here the Magician, the World, the Two of Swords, and we got here the Page of Cups. What I'd say for your surroundings is that people here are becoming aware of the fact that there is a choice to be made. Two of Swords. We can choose to improve the situation, or we can choose to let the situation go and resume the way it is. We can choose to watch something die, or we can choose to revive a situation. You know, that's really what it boils down to. Do we want something to sink, or do we want something to swim? And I think that as far as your surroundings go, you're dealing with somebody here who's willing to lay down the foundation and willing to put in the work in order to re-solidify it. You're dealing with somebody here who's ready to renew whatever it is that's going on between you and someone else, or you and what it is you're dealing with. you essentially have somebody here who wants to work with you, is the best way I could say it. So Magician in the World card, somebody here is really showing up for you. Somebody here really wants a new fresh start, and it seems to me like they're rising to the occasion here with that Page of Cups. This person here is really deciding to step up for you moving into this month. So whether we're talking about a relationship or we're talking about your career, this is the energy overall of everything stepping up to the occasion, rising to the occasion to make it happen. This is all hands on deck. Everybody here is working together. So if you've been having a lot of issues in a romantic relationship, a lot of issues in a friendship, or any relationship as a whole, this is the person you're dealing with working with you. And now if this is about your career, maybe you felt like your career wasn't going in the right place. What's happening now is that by you getting refocused and by you putting positive energy into your career and putting lots of work in, you're starting to see the results. You're starting to see your career respond back to you based upon all the work and effort you're putting in. So depending on how it resonates to you, it's going to be different for every Aries out there. But as far as your surroundings go, you have an environment here that's starting to work with you. It's not working against you because both the energies are in alignment, which I love so much to see. Let's go ahead and check out and see how you're doing personally here in August 2022. Give me some cards over here for Aries personal feelings. How are they going to be feeling personally here throughout August 2022? I might have said July. If I said that on accident, my apologies, guys. Give me some personal feelings here on how Aries is feeling throughout August 2022. First card out, we got here the Ten of Wands. Oh yeah, definitely a lot to take on. I feel like you're tackling a lot here this month, but I don't feel like the Ten of Wands is saying that you're at the point where you feel very worn down and broken. Typically when you see the Ten of Wands energy, it's somebody who's incredibly burdened, they're burnt out, they did way too much. I feel like this is about you tackling a lot, but at the same time, you have enough energy to do so. Yeah, you got here the Eight of Wands. You're in a very transformative space here on a personal level. I feel like your whole perspective has changed. So let's say you've had a very negative perception about certain relationships in your life, or you had a very negative perception about your career. Maybe you felt like your career was at wit's end. It was about to go all the way down the drain. You thought your career was over. It's like your whole perspective this month is changing. It's like, I'm a very powerful person. I can turn things around. Whether I have to turn a relationship around, a job around, I got this. I feel like your mindset here is really changing. No longer are you allowing things to just happen to you. You're making sure that you change what needs to be changed. So with the Eight of Wands showing up here with the Magician card, with the Ten of Wands, there may be a lot that you're taking on, but you're taking it on like a boss. And you're really putting in the work. And you're really in this mentality here where it's like, no matter what, I'm going to make these positive changes happen. I'm not about to give up. I'm not about to fail. I'm going to thrive and succeed. So Eight of Wands, very transformative energy showing up. I think that you're in a very good headspace here coming into your month. Looking at two more cards for your personal feelings, we do have here the Five of Pentacles and we do have here the Nine of Cups. I think a lot of you guys too are recognizing, if I constantly feel like I'm not good enough, if I constantly feel like I cannot change my situation, nothing is going to come from it, nothing's going to happen. I think a lot of you guys are really recognizing that here. Depending on the way that you feel and the energy that you put into what you're doing is going to be a big factor in determining your results. If somebody walks into a relationship with a bad attitude, how do you plan to solve those problems when problems arise? If somebody here walks into their career with a bad attitude, how do they intend to overcome the challenges they may face? Anytime you are faced with anything, your attitude can 100% change your outcome. If you guys are dealing with really tough situations financially, having a negative attitude is only going to allow more money to go down the drain. Now, having a positive mentality and being very much so in a critical thinking period, you can come up with results that can benefit you and help you. So if your attitude's not aligned for success, it's very hard to be successful. So I think a lot of you guys here are realizing that too. My attitude, my energy, what I'm bringing to the table needs to be the best of the best in order for things to thrive. If I'm just throwing negativity into what it is I'm doing, I'm going to be the only person dragging myself down. So that seems to be another thing that you're going to be feeling personally here and really resonating with this month. And I love your mentality this month, guys. I love your high vibrating energy. I love that you guys are staying positive. You're incredibly focused. You're not allowing anything to cloud your judgment, and you're not allowing things to just simply happen to you. If you see something you don't like, you're putting that positive energy into it to change it for the better, which is really, really wonderful. This is looking absolutely fantastic here for August 2022. Let's see what you guys can expect going forward throughout the rest of this month. What can my Aries expect, please, going forward throughout the rest of their August 2022. Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What can my beautiful Aries peeps expect moving throughout the second half of their August 2022? First card out, we got here the High Priestess. Hello. Could be dealing with a Pisces for a few of you. High Priestess is about the card of following your inner knowing, following your intuition, and what you're feeling called to. So I really think that what you can expect going forward is really trusting your gut, listening to what your intuition has to offer and what it has to tell you. It's about not letting the ego get in the way of where you know you should be and what, and in regards to like what you know you should be doing. I think that by following what your intuition has to say for you, it's going to guide you to everywhere you need to be this month. You know, your ego can tell you you're not good enough for a relationship that you are good enough to be involved in. An ego could tell you that you're not going to be successful in a job that you're pretty damn freaking good at. You know, our ego has a way of tearing us down, and that's usually due to the societal stuff we grew up with. What society has told us, what our parents have told us, what our friends have said, things on TV, things on social media that's influenced us. You know, our ego is contained with lots of negativity that unfortunately we've consumed from the moment we were born to where we are today. But what our intuition is always going to tell us is who we truly are, what we're truly capable of, and where we deserve to go and what we deserve to have. So as long as you follow up on what your intuition is saying, you guys are going to have no trouble whatsoever this month. Moving on to the next card, we do got a Knight of Pentacles, and then looking at two more cards for what you can expect going forward. We also have the Hierophant here, and we have the Three of Swords. So let's go ahead and talk about it. Taking a look here, moving into the month of August, we got the High Priestess and the Knight of Pentacles. As I mentioned, the High Priestess is about following your intuitive gut and what your gut is saying, and with the Knight of Pentacles showing up here, this is the card of being very stable, but it's also the card here too of being consistent. I feel that the more consistent you are with the attitude that you're putting into this month, the more positive results you're going to see over time. You know, you got here the Hierophant card. This is all about commitment too. Hierophant says, commit to what you're doing, keep up the way that you've been, and you're going to see more roots of success. Now, with the Three of Swords showing up here on what you can expect going forward, it's a bit of an interesting card because the Three of Swords here says, if you fall on the blade, you can expect to be stabbed. And as funny as that sounds and as literal as that sounds, that's what it means. If you fall on the blade, you can expect to be stabbed. What that channeling is saying to me is that you can choose right now, Aries, to let all of the negativity in. You can choose right now, Aries, to not have a positive mentality. You can choose this month to not try to make a situation better and leave it the way that it is. And if that's going to be the case, it's not going to turn out well for you. It's going to end up being the same way that it is. But if you choose to take the pain, because no matter what, every transformation is painful, every transformation is hard, every transformation, involves a certain amount of grind and a certain amount of energy, you will see something beautiful come from it. The thing about this soldier here in the Three of Swords is that even with all these swords that have been casted upon him, he's not laying down on that ground yet. He's still standing. Even though it may not look like he's standing, this guy is still on his knees. He ain't all the way on the ground laying down. He's not taken out, okay? And he still's got his flag over here that he's waving proudly as much as possible. So the thing about the Three of Swords showing up in this situation is that despite how hard it may be to transform something that isn't going very well into something positive, it doesn't mean that it's impossible. It doesn't mean that you can't still be the person standing, winning at the end of the day. So what I'd say here for you, Aries, is that you have a choice this month. I think many of you guys are going to choose the positive choice. I think many of you guys here are going to choose to not let something end, but instead to revitalize it, because that's what it really seems like this whole month is about. It's like, hey, situation's going in the wrong direction, but instead of letting this situation end, I want to make it better. You know, maybe I feel like my job isn't working for me. Fuck it. I want to come back with a fresh mentality. I want to make my job work out well. I want to put in extra work. I'm not giving up. I'm not quitting. Maybe you feel like your relationship has been in a really rough spot. You know, it happens. A lot of relationships get in really rough spots at certain points throughout the relationship. You know, maybe you felt like at first, there's nothing I can do about this. I don't feel comfortable. I don't think that anything is going to happen. I think we're going to break up. You know, you can look at it in all the negative ways you want, but I think that you guys are going to recognize, fuck it, I care about this person. Let's try to start new. Let's try to work through these issues. So I feel like the overall mentality that you guys are going to be having this month is choosing not to give up on a situation, but instead to make it better. And by laying down that foundation, by making it more solidified, by putting in all this work and having a better mentality, you guys are really going to see positive results. But at the end of the day, it is a choice. And I think that that's what's so significant about this month. It is a choice. You can choose to fall on the blade and get stabbed, or you can choose here to get back up and keep fighting. And that exactly is what's going to be a make or break for your month ahead. So for most of you Aries, I think you guys are going to continue to fight for what it is that you care about and what it is you want to make better and improve upon. And I think it's really going to work to your favor. But for the other Aries that kind of leave these situations be, they're going to remain the same unless you decide to do something about it. All right? All right, Aries, let's go ahead and jump on into your outcome here for your August 2022. What is going to be the overall outcome here, please, for the zodiac sign of Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, throughout August 2022, and the overall outcome is going to be the Three of Cups. I like it, baby. I like it a lot. Three of Cups here, man. Energy of celebration, energy of happiness, you know? I think this is a really good vibe here for you guys, because with the Three of Cups showing up over here, it's the energy of, I now have something to celebrate because I busted my butt to make something better, and it turned out exactly the way I wanted it to. So there's a celebration at the end of this month here. You're really happy that something didn't have to go the way that you thought it was going to. You're happy you turned it around. You're happy something did a very full 180. You know, for those of you that thought you were in jeopardy of losing your career, well, guess what? Your career is A-okay, man. You did everything you needed to do in order to make it spotless, in order to make it work for you. For those of you that thought you were in jeopardy of losing a relationship, a friend, or maybe even for those of you that thought you were in jeopardy of losing yourself, you know, you're really figuring out the ropes here moving into this month and making everything work out for you in your favor. I love your resilience. I'm proud that you never gave up, and I'm happy to see the results coming through here for you. All right? All right, Aries, thank you for tuning in. Really appreciate it. If you enjoyed your monthly reading, please let me know down in the comments down below. Hopefully it resonated. Hopefully it helped out for you. Of course, if it's not your story, no worries there. Feel free to check out other awesome tarot readers on YouTube or any other future videos that I end up posting. For those of you that are new here, please do consider subscribing. And with that being said, have a lovely day, have a lovely August, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.